Hello, fellow human! Welcome back to another Dank Doggo or slash I don't work here, lady. Have you ever got mistaken for being an employee while shopping before? The first story by you slash it's 710 somewhere. I got promoted while shopping at a store I don't work at. So yesterday I was at my favorite local supermarket. I've been shopping there pretty much once a week for the past 6 years. I know the place like the back of my hand. I know most of the employees by name. I live in a small town of around 4,000 people. As I'm standing in the taco aisle, trying to decide exactly how hard to punish my bathroom later, I picked ghost pepper salsa, so a lot. I'm approached by a woman who must have been 75 if she was a day. SL will be the sweet lady and M will be me. SL, son, can you help me locate the aluminum foil? Me, sure, it's right up this way. Walks her to aisles 7B. Me, it's pretty high up, let me grab it for you. Do you want the Reynolds or the store brand? SL, the name brand please. Hands her a 200-foot roll. Me, do you need help finding anything else? I am a walking directory of the store. SL, hands me her shopping list. I spent about 10 minutes filling her cart with heavy, hard-to-reach items, and then I got back to my shopping with a smile and have a great day. As I'm standing in the checkout, I see SL arguing with the floor manager. Greg, he goes to my church. We're pretty familiar with each other over by the express line. I pay for my groceries and walk over to be nosy and maybe helped out. SL is telling Greg that the big guy with the red beard helped her. I didn't get his name, and she wants to see him get a bonus, promotion, or the employee of the month or something. Greg is insistent that no one with that description works there. I get to the counter, and before I can explain that I don't even work there, Greg pipes up. G to SL. Oh, you mean Mark? Yeah, he's one of our best employees. G to me. Mark, this lady has been over here singing your praises for the last 5 minutes. I didn't even know you were working today. Me, lying through my teeth. Well, Sharon, a cashier I know, called me and said we were slammed, so I came in on my day off. G, well, that's some real initiative. How would you like to be the assistant to regional manager? We are both huge Office fans. M, oh my god, thank you. Are you sure? G, well, you have definitely earned it. SL, see, this is why I shop here instead of Walmart, even though you guys charge more. You care about your employees, and your employees care about your customer. So that is how I became the assistant to the regional manager at a store I'm not even employed by. Oh, this didn't go the way I was expecting at all. I'm so confused. We have here the second story written by you slash NGA Mako. I'm a teacher, give me back my phone. This happened a few days ago. I work as a substitute teacher at various local high schools. I'm 24, but obviously look younger according to this teacher. AT equals to angry teacher, me equals to self-explanatory. AT, why aren't you in uniform and no phones during school? I thought he was talking to a student, so I ignored him. AT, excuse me? Don't ignore me, he said as he snatched my phone out of my hand. Me, what the duck? Give me that back, I'm not a student. AT, that is detention for swearing at a teacher. You'll get your phone back at the end of the day. Now, you'll come down to the office and tell the principal about how disrespectful you are being. By this point, I thought it would be funnier to let him complain to the principal who I play netball with and watch his reaction. He was raging. Saying I deserved to be suspended and that students always had their phones out, yada yada. The principal and I were just trying not to laugh before she told him I was the teacher too. Me, now give me my phone back. Don't you have a class to teach? Because I do. I have never seen anyone go so red. Oh, absolutely brilliant. It's always so weird to be mistaken for a high school student, but this makes it perfect, considering you were a teacher. Next up, we have the third story shared by you slash It's a Burner SN. I just got fired. I never thought I would experience this in my lifetime. I'm a hard worker, extremely dependable, and respectful. Not sure how I could lose a job like this, especially when I only just got it. So I work late, and just about every night, for the last few weeks at least, I stop by at Walmart to get something for dinner. I usually get off around like midnight and stop by on my way home. Every time I'm at Walmart, barely anyone is there except for the night crew, stocking up the store and doing their own thing. Now, from what I've noticed, they don't have much of a uniform. Many of them are in hoodies or jackets of different colors, just to add some context. I showed up last night and I'm wearing a hoodie. I begin to walk up and down the aisles trying to figure out what I want for dinner. I'm thinking pasta and walk past a few guys who are loading the shelves. All of a sudden, I start hearing this guy yelling. This voice gets louder. Hey, are you listening? I turn to look to see what is going on and this guy approaches me. You're late again. Don't think I haven't noticed you walking in the door after 12. I begin to laugh, thinking this guy's joking around. Before I can even say anything, he jumps on me. You think this is funny? Your job must not be important to you. I want you to follow me to the office. Now, I'm completely confused and start looking around like I'm on some hidden camera show. He starts to walk off and I turn around and go back to shopping. He comes back a minute later and starts to yell. You want to be fired? Because if you don't come with me now, I'll fire you. I start to laugh even harder, then ask him, what is my name? He gives me this puzzled look, so I ask him again, what is my name? Do you even know who I am? He looks at the other guy in the aisles, who have stopped stocking the shelves at this point to watch this event unfold. He then looks back at me, trying to figure out what exactly to say back to me before his head explodes. Good luck filling the paperwork to fire me when you don't even know my name. I continue to laugh at this whole stupid charade. I pick up some ingredients for spaghetti, trying to give this guy a clue. He storms off and I look at the other guys in the aisle. I'm sure he will figure it out eventually. I don't work here. They start laughing and I go on. Can't believe I lost the job I just found out I had in the same night. This is priceless. What is my name? Moving on to the fourth story shared by u/bookwormsrn. Some assembly required. Good luck. This happened several years ago. I was the nighttime charge nurse over the ICU. I would just finish a 12-hour shift at my hospital that had turned into a 14-hour shift because of a rapid response right before a shift change. Patient responded well. I was exhausted and had to return for a fourth shift in 9 hours. All I wanted were some items to drop in the slow cooker so I would have something to eat when I got up tonight. I stopped at a well-known big store that sells groceries, clothes, electronics, the works. I'm wearing royal blue scrubs, a name badge with a big RN under it, and forgot to take my stethoscope off, so it's hanging around my neck. The employees here, well, don't. As I'm walking towards the store, I see an elderly couple struggling to load a large box in their SUV parked at the front of the store. And I mean old 90-plus shaky hands, teetering around with limited mobility. No way would his hips take the weight without snapping, and I've worked enough tonight. I approached quickly and addressed the female half of the couple offering help. It was gladly accepted and I got their TV loaded with very little difficulty. It was more cumbersome than heavy. I'm chatting with the woman, who is explaining it's a gift for their son and her husband hadn't wanted to wait for help. I would wondered why an employee wasn't helping. That's when it happened. I will be RN, she'll be EB for entitled tramp. EB, hey. Startled, we stopped our conversation and looked over. It's a lady in her 50s, dressed in a cheap-looking beige pantsuit with a get-your-manager hairstyle, standing about 15 feet away with a hand on her overly broad hip. EB, if you're about done, I need help over here. She then points to her cart with 2 boxes of bookshelves, some assembly required. I realize she thinks I work here. RN, oh sorry, I don't work. EB, you are already making me late. Just get it done. And don't scratch my paint up. The elderly lady and I exchange looks of disbelief and I try again. RN, I don't work here. EB, just get it done. She then steps away from her cart to grab her purse, grumbling about ducking idiots, and is digging for her keys when the cart rolls further away and one wheel goes off the curb. The entire uneven load causes the car to topple over. I instinctively jump forward to try to prevent everything from falling. I was unsuccessful. EB, who has now turned to see her particle board bookshelves spilled out on the cement, Corners of the box is crushed, and one has torn open with a few pieces and packaging now exposed. Evie completely loses her crap and becomes a raging thundercrab. Evie, what the duck? You ducking moron, pick them up, god damn it. Ducking, I'm going to have you fired. You owe me a new bookshelf and I'm late. At this point, I'm done. RN, pick them up yourself, I don't work here. I then turn to go inside when I feel her grab my sleeve and try to yank me around. I jerk my sleeve out of the grip and turn to face her now violently red face. She opens her mouth to start screaming again, but I put my finger in her face and say, RN, no, don't touch me, shut the hell up. I do not work here, and even if I did, I would quit before I could help you clean up your crap. Evie stands there speechless, mouth opening and closing, sputter in shock that I've dared raise my voice against her. That is when the manager and an employee come out. As Evie sees the manager and finds her voice, Evie, are you the manager? This man damaged my bookshelves and is refusing to pay for them. I just stare in shock. Seriously? Having realized that a man in bright blue scrubs with a stethoscope and a big RN badge really doesn't work here, instead of apologizing, she chooses to double down on the craziness and now accuses me of breaking her stuff. Before I can even voice my denial, the elderly gentleman I would help earlier steps in and explains the situation to the manager. Evie is still voicing complaints, but the manager realizes the real situation and apologizes to me and the couple. I'm still standing by, watching angrily as the manager deals with Evie and inspects the bookshelves. They're not damaged. He offers her 2 new boxes. But Evie is now done with the whole situation. She says no. She's already too late because of me. Just glares over at me and says to the manager, Evie, just load them. I'm already late enough because of this. The manager and the employee then lift the boxes up and get them wedged into the lady's car. As I shake my head and go to enter the store, I'm stopped by the elderly lady I would helped earlier. Lady, sir, thank you so much for helping us with the TV. I'm so sorry some people are so rude. She then reaches for my hand to shake. As she folds both her fragile hands around mine, I can feel something in her palm she's giving me. Lady whispering, don't look yet. Wait till she leaves. I slide the package into my scrub pocket and the lady walks away. Evie then gets in her car without apologizing or thanking anyone, peels out, and drives away. I finally entered the store to grab my food items, and when I reached in my pocket, I pulled out a plastic bag with a bunch of screws and hardware. I realized immediately that the sweet little old lady took advantage of the commotion to steal the hardware out of Evie's ripped box. I couldn't believe it. I had the biggest grin on my face as I did my shopping, and I have a new petty revenge hero to idolize. Oh wow, Thug Life Granny, talk about quick thinking. What an absolute legend. The 5th story is shared by /Rude Dog. Entitled Woman Grabs Autistic Kid. This story is kinda different in the way that I, employee, witnesses an autistic young man, maybe 14 years old, get caught up in some crazy lady I don't work here lady situation. Let me set the scene for ya. I, working as a door greeter, watching out for the lost customers and folks with returns, working in lawn and garden section, I see this autistic young man. I guess he's autistic as he seems predominantly focused on his actions and kinda has actions of an autistic individual. This young man is sorting and moving potted flowers around, putting them in a very specific order, matching colors, size of pots, and the height of the flowers themselves. Doing an amazing job at it too, I may add. He's bothering no one, and most folks are just noticing him doing a bang-up job. But this one old crone of a woman sees him quote-unquote working. She stands behind this young man, arms folded and tapping her foot. At first I was thinking maybe it was her son or someone she was shopping with. But the next thing she did proved to me I was mistaken. She clears her throat in that dreaded fashion we all know. Ahem, excuse me, you need to help me. The young man pays her no mind, continuing with his task. She doesn't like this. She clears her voice and replies louder. You're not listening to me. You're going to help me now. Before I can walk to her and ask her what she needs, she reaches out and grabs this young man by the arm just above his elbow. I guess the sudden action of this and the young man's condition caused him to spin around and jerk his arm away from this lady. And the sudden movement startled the old woman, causing her to sit down on her butt. It was like in slow motion, watching her go from standing to sitting on the ground. By the time I reached the young man to see if he was okay, his mother had shown up and was asking what had happened. Before I could say anything, the woman who has caused this was up and berating this young man, saying that he attacked her and she will have him fired and arrested. Meanwhile, this young man was almost crying and his mother was shocked. I told the mom to take her son and calm him down, that he has done nothing wrong and just make sure he is okay. Crazy old woman didn't like that I took his side, and she began to lie and tell me she was the victim. And she didn't do anything, that the employee, the young man, attacked her. I told her not so kindly. She was a liar, and I had witnesses the whole incident. The young man you forcibly grabbed does not work here and you assaulted him. By now a crowd has gathered, and the crazy woman has noticed that no one is giving her looks that they believe her side of the story. She just puts her hands down and walks quickly out of the store. When I turned to check on the young man and his mother, she was smiling at me and was thanking me for help. She shops here regularly, and the young man likes to arrange flowers. It's calming to him. I express my regrets about the whole incident, and the young man walks over to me and pats my shoulder once and goes back to the flowers. The mom informed me that was the equivalent of a high five from him. That was it, and then they were gone. Just wanted to share. Well, when all you want to do is to see the world in a state of beautiful order, but some random grown start to screaming at you. Good for you for sticking up for him. I'm seriously glad that you shut her lying butt down. And I don't care who you are, don't ever grab someone that you don't know. You don't know how they might feel or react to physical contact. How is that a hard concept to understand? That's it for today, fellow humans. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time.